A very good morning to all the students. So, as discussed in the last lecture, we are going to start with the revision of web technology subject and especially HTML5, CSS3 and JavaScript. The same thing has already been started and discussed during your lab sessions also, where you have been asked to create a simple registration form using HTML5. And to my surprise, I would say that many of you were not even able to create that form in one lab session, right? Am I right or not? First of all, see, this would be totally interactive session. I'm not going to do like I'll be only speaking. You also need to give me the answers. So be ready. I'm not going to only speak. You need to give me the answers along with my discussion. Right? So the thing is that you are knowing HTML5, you are knowing CSS, you are knowing the concepts of JavaScript, or maybe you are knowing the complete complete web technology. But the thing is that the practice of that particular thing is not being made repeatedly for you. So the thing is, you are not able to cope up with at least a simple GUI that is being asked to develop using HTML5. So let's start discussing HTML5. Let's see how to create such type of designs or such type of forms whenever it is asked during your interviews, or even when you are applying for, or when you are dealing with the client programs or applications, right? Jay, you didn't create it. You created after that maybe, right? Because when the lab was on, you didn't show me anything. While the lab was getting ended, you didn't come up and tell me this I have created. So I am assuming none of you have created, right? So tell me, what is HTML and why it is used? This is what the revision will be. You need to answer. What is HTML and why it is used? So this is what the code is. HTML starts with HTML page and ends with HTML. Right. So why it is used? Only Nishil has answered. So I think Nishil is only knowing what is the use of HTML. Okay, to create website and web page. Okay, to create web page. Okay, front end web page. Create a web page. Language which is used by browser, that how to represent data in a web page. Okay, Sagar. HTML is markup language and is used for displaying data on browser. Okay, used to structure a web page and its contents. Okay, so I accept your points that HTML is ultimately used to show up the data onto your browser screen. Now, in an HTML, let's say whether HTML and its tags are case sensitive or not. So if I write HTML in small case and ending of HTML in capital case, will it be okay? Okay, fine. Now, one more question here. If I do not end this HTML page, will the HTML page work on a browser? If I do not end HTML tag at the end of a web page, will the web page work on a browser? So these are the logical questions that I'm talking about right now. Okay, so is it compulsory to end each and every tag that has been opened in HTML page except self-ending tags, right? Yes, so try to remember this thing, that each and every tag should be completed in a HTML web page except self-ending tags. Okay, so let's complete the HTML part. Now, moving on next. What does HTML page contain? You can see on your screens, my VS Code editor is already open. The HTML has got started, it has got ended. Now between this, what are the different components, main components that we can add? Only main components. Okay, as you are saying, head and body. Sorry. Anything else other than head and body in the main content of HTML? Or do we have only these two main components? No, I'm talking about only the main components right now of HTML. So do we require or can we add anything else other than head and body as a main tag inside HTML? If I put the indentation here, this is what the indentation will be. We have head inside the HTML and body inside the HTML. Do we have any other tag that is inside the HTML? Doc type. Doc type is the heading. We inform a web browser that what is the type of document that we are trying to display in the browser. So that won't be the part of right now, this one. So right now, accepting whatever you are saying, let's say head and body are the two important components of body. Now, what different components head tag can contain? I'm talking about here, head. What different components head tag can contain? Okay, one of you are saying title. Okay, other than this, style. Okay, and someone is saying script. Okay, okay, other than this, okay, someone is saying meta tag, someone is saying nothing else. Okay, what is the use of meta tag? Come on, tell me. If I write down meta, what is the use of meta tag? Write down. What is the use of meta tag? Awaiting the answer. What is the use of meta tag? Just write down the use of meta tag. Information about HTML document. Okay, accepted. Describe the website when we search in Google. Okay, defining language. Okay, data about page. Okay, information about the web page. Okay, how to display content. Okay, so meta ultimately provides an information about type of data that you would be displaying on a browser, right? In the form of web page. And that web page can be, that information can be used by search engines to actually get more appropriate links to the user, for providing more appropriate links to the user who are searching a particular content, right? So what are the different components of meta tag? Come on, next step. What are the different components of meta tag? Don't Google it. What are the different components of meta tag, or I would say properties of meta tag? Only name and content, two things. Or anything else? Size. What is the use of size, Ramani? Scale, UTF code, okay, height and width, okay. So meta tag is used to define the height and width of a web page. So meta mainly contains name and content keywords or content properties. And this is what we actually use. Here we provide what actually we want to define. Let's say I want to describe my page, so I'll write down description. And I'll say this website is for learning web tech online. So this will say that this particular website has been made to learn web technology online. So mainly two, CareSat and encoding and all those are used, but we won't use it right now. Other than this, can we have more than one meta tag in the web page? Yes or no? Can we have more than one meta tag in a web page? Yes or no? Great. So let's add it one more here. So let's say meta tag will be now the name will be keywords. That means I'm adding some keywords so that search engines can easily find out my web page to be displayed on their on their screen. So let's say my keywords will be HTML5, CSS3, let's say JavaScript, etc. So if someone is trying to search out for HTML5 or CSS3 or JavaScript, then my web page will be used somewhere around by the search engines. Right? Other than this, there are many different things, but this is what you should know, that meta tag only provides and detailed information for search engines to be for the search engines so that they can access my web page to display to the user. Right. So this is all about your head tag. So title stands for providing a title to a web page. Style stands for to connect external style sheets to your particular web page. Script stands for adding a non-HTML scripts to your web page. Not only JavaScript, but any non-HTML scripts, you can add it using a script tag in your HTML or in your web page. Right. Now let me say that if I want to add an icon to my web page, then where I should add my icon and how to add it. Two questions: where to add, how to add. Tell me. If I wish to add an icon to my website, in which particular section I should add my icon? Tell me. I also want the syntax. Let's say the icon name is icon.png. So now try to add that particular and tell me where and how to add it. Okay, Nishil is saying body, Janvi is saying title. Let's see what other answers I'm getting. Okay, again, Joy is saying title, Yuvraj is saying body. Okay. Jai, first tell me, Jai Ramani, tell me where to add it. which section will have it? Body section. Very good. Are you sure? If I want to add an icon, you can see on my screen here, this Marwadi University is having this icon here. This sent mail, Gmail is having its icon here. Google Meet is having an icon here. Then Sonicall is having its icon here. So if I add it in my body tag, do you think it will work? Body tag is always used to provide or display the data in this white screen of your browser. And how you will add it to these tabs? Exactly, it will be added into the title tag. Along with the title, you should add your icon so that if you want, you can have your icon on the left hand side of your tabs of the browser. Exactly, very good, Yash Kumar. Head, you need to link and you need to give a source of a particular image and you will just put your image there as a particular tab icon. Right, so this was all about your head tag. Moving on to the body. Now, what different components can be added to the body? I'm talking about components, not the tags. Remember this word. What different components you can add it to your page in the body tag, in the bodies. Awaiting your answers. Okay, tables, backgrounds, links, images. Other than this, so generally we add tags, right? We add tags where tags will be P for bold, then I for italic, then U for underline, then P for paragraph, where align is one of the property where you can align it to center, left, and right as well as justified. Then you have H1 to H6 tags for providing different sets of headings. Right? So tell me which among these one is the darkest and the longest one from H1 to H6. Great, very good. Next, we can add image using img tag. That is self-ending tag. Img is a self-ending tag. Even if you want, you can end it. It doesn't make any difference in your web page. You write like this. Either you write down img or /img, or you self-end img. Both will be correct, and that don't make any differences to your web page. Then comes anchor tag. And now anchor tag is something that is allowing a user to move from one page to other page in a particular website. So now a tag, anchor tag contains one of the most important property called href. So what do you mean by href? Tell me. What is the full form of href? Hyperlink reference. It's a hyperlink reference. That is the name. Here you provide a particular link or a page URL where you want to redirect. Other than this, what is the next property that a tag can have? Tell me. What is the next property that a tag can have? And one of the important ones, try to recall. what is another tag or property, not tag, sorry, that can be added to anchor tag. Text decoration in anchor tag, okay, open in another tab. So for that, we'll have a target property where we'll write down these 4 values. Either you write down blank, that means it will open this link in a new tab. Parent means it will open it at the same place. It won't open in the new tab. It will just change the URL and directly change your page. It will move that page in the same parent tab. Then self means it will open, right? And sorry, blank is going to create a new browser window and it will open it there. Self parent will have the same browser but opens the new tab. Self is going to change the same page to the new page, and top exactly it is not working in many of the browsers, but what we'll do, it will minimize at the top of your browser in the right hand side. So these are the 4 parameters that we use actually while providing Ahref. But generally we do not provide anything. We just write down Ahref and we provide whatever clickable component or data you want to provide, and that's it. Other than this, after a tag, we have UL and OL. What is UL and OL, and what is the difference between both of them? Tell me. We have UL and OL. Unordered list, that is UL, and ordered list, that is OL. Now, by default, what type of bullet is available in unordered list? I give you the option: a dark circled bullet, only a round shaped bullet, a square, a square and a dark circle, dark square bullet, or nothing. What type of bullet is default? Dark circled, dark square, simple circle, and none of them. Yeah, filled circle or dark circle. Now, if I want to change it to, let's say, a square, then what I need to do? What code I need to write down? What code I will write down if I want to change it? No, Sagar, that's incorrect. Udit, that is also incorrect. Parth, that is incorrect. Okay, Khushbu, you are right, but what to write down in the brackets? As you said, your style equals to. What should I write down in the style? No, Nishil, that's incorrect. Very good, Aditya. That will I write down list style type, and then I will write down make it square. So this would be my content. So in UL, if you want to change your particular bullet type, then this is what you should use, that is inline CSS. Because we are using a style property, so ultimately it reflects inline CSS. Right? Exactly. Very good, Ami. Now, if I want to change, what is the default type of OL? What will be the default numbering of OL? What would be the default numbering of OL? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 as it is. right? Then if I say, if I want to change it to Roman letters 1, 2, 3, that is I, 2 I's, 3 I's, I and V, that is Roman letters. If I want to change it to Roman letters, what should I do? Exactly. In OL, we do not use any style sheets. We write down type equals to whatever type you want to have. Right. So this is your OL. Right. Other moving on, then if I want to add the lists, then I will just use li tag and add all my data between this li. So it will create the list of the items that you know. So I'm not writing it here. Moving on next. Let's move on to the next tag of body, and that is DL, DT, DD. Now tell me, what is the sequence of this definition list? You might have heard about this definition list. Where we indent a type of data, a heading, inside it a subheading, again inside it you can have subheadings. Okay, DL, then DT, then DD. Okay, so as Janvi is saying, let me accept it. So I will say DL, then she is saying DT. Okay, and inside it I am going to add DD. Let's see. Is it Janvi and Yuraj? Okay, everyone is saying this one. So what is the full form of DT, guys? Come on. What is the full form of DL, DT and DD? Tell me. What are the full forms of DL, DT and DD? DD will be in DT. Yeah, it is right. So Sagar, just tell me what will be the correct sequence. If you are saying that the sequence is wrong, what should be the correct sequence? Sagar Thumar. And others, please provide me the full form. What is DL, DT and DD? Very good, Janvi. DL, then DT and DD. So either DT or either DD, are you saying, Sagar? Yeah, both. Okay. So as of now, this one is correct one. Don't worry. So DL stands for description list. It defines what type of list you are going to create. DT you are going to defining for data term or data type. That means what you are going to say here is what type of data actually you are going to display in this part. And then DD actually contains that particular data, that is definition of the data. So let's say description list is hotel items, DT is Punjabi, and DD will maybe containing all the Punjabi items in your list. So this is how your definition lists will be generated, right? Moving on to the next. We have in HTML5 few new tags. One of the tag is video, right? So what is the use of video? First of all, tell me. What is the use of video? Play video in a web page. So I just need to provide it a source that which video I want to play. Am I right? I just need to provide the source. So do you think if I just provide a source here, will my video play directly? If I just provide the source, do you think the video will play directly? Or do we need anything else? Yeah, so what type of controls we need to provide? Tell me. Good. We need to set the height and width of the screen, as well as we need to provide the control. So we need to add the controls, right? So what are the properties of controls? What are the properties of controls? Yeah, controls. Now, what type of controls it will take? Or it will show up? You need to give me the answer. I'm waiting. I don't have any hurry as of now. Play and pause, true or false, autoplay property, and many more. So video tag directly embeds your video to be played on a web browser, but it will require some controls that will allow a browser to play your video in a proper way. Other than that, we also have one more command called embed. How many of you know this embed command? Other than video and everything, we also have embed command. What is the use of embed? Tell me. Anyone? Embed command? Please don't Google it. It contains external resources. Exactly. Whenever, let's say, for a web page, you want that whenever this particular web page gets opened, the webcam should start automatically, right? So embed command contains such type of codes where it will check for any external resources that are connected to your particular system. So whenever this page is open, embed command will try to search out for all the external resources, and if it is there, it will switch on or switch off that particular external resources. So embed is always used to link up external resources to your web page, right? Yeah, even you can provide here the external videos, even as Yes Kumar has written. If you want to add your YouTube videos directly here, the link of YouTube video, so you can directly add it using embed, or even you can use iframe command or iframe tag, right? So these are the basic things. So what we have seen so far is the basics of HTML, right? Other than this, I don't think so that any other controls we use or tags we use in a day-to-day designing of web page. Yeah, we are left with table. We are left with controls. Controls means the HTML controls that we create, right? So these are the most important components of particular HTML. Yeah, the form will have the controls ultimately. Exactly. The form will have the controls, right? And so I'm skipping this two and I'm directly moving on to the CSS part first of all. Let's move on to the CSS tree. Now, what is CSS? Give me the information about the CSS quickly. You will always say it is cascaded style sheet or cascading style sheet is used for designing a particular web page and all these things, right? This is the general statements that I hear from the students whenever such type of questions arises during the Viva or interview or anywhere else, right? So designing web page. The answer for the CSS should be CSS provides a base where a user can provide different types of elegant stylings and designing to any web page. This should be a proper answer for your CSS. It provides a base, it provides a rich set of components that allows a user to provide an elegant styling or elegant designing to a web page layout. This should be a proper answer whenever you come across CSS. Right. I think those were there in the yesterday's placement orientation session. Hardik's already informed that I am your placement coordinator along with Deep Joshi of your class. Right. So sometimes I will be taking such type of sessions in the lectures where I'll be giving you some little bit directions or tricks to crack the interviews in a good way. Right. So I will be helping you in such a, in that way actually. Right. So CSS that we know. Now CSS we have three types. Tell me the types quickly. Three types of CSS. Okay, one is inline, second one is internal, and third one is external. Now tell me, is there any difference between internal CSS and external CSS? Other than the linkage, is there any difference? Other than the linkage, other than linking external CSS to a HTML page, do we have any difference in internal and external? Very good. The priority. Okay. Okay. Very good. So external can be used for multiple web pages. You just need to define the different types of stylings, and such stylings can be directly used in every other web pages. Right. So let's start with inline. Inline, we already said in a tag, when you write down a style property, that becomes inline style sheet. So this one is your inline, where we are saying style equals to, we are changing the bullet style of a particular unordered list to square. Let's say I'm writing here P tag. I'm writing here P tag, that is paragraph tag, and I'm saying style equals to. And now if I start writing everything, let's say font size equals to 14px. And let's say font family is equals to whatever I want. Let's say Times New Roman. So this is what we call it as inline styling. That means we are writing the style, the design of a particular line or a page inside its tag itself, right? Then comes internal styling or internal style sheet. Now for internal style sheet, what we do, we write down the internal style sheet inside this style tag, right? We create the CSS selectors and we add different types of stylings. Right? So now if I want to use different types of CSS selectors, what are the different selectors I have? Give me the list quickly. What are the different types of CSS selectors I have to use it for a styling? Tag ID class. Is there anything else? Universal I don't want. I don't want universal. Okay, one of you are saying ID. Sorry. ID. Then class. Is there anything else? Okay, tags. Fine. So let's write down tags even. Then anything else? I think one is remaining. You know that, but you don't know the name, I think so. So far I know. No, Darshit, not style. I'm just writing it right now. What are these? Pseudo selectors. We'll discuss each of them right now quickly. So what is ID? How to define the ID? What is the symbol that we use to define ID? Is it dot or hash? Hash sign. Very good. What is the use of ID? What is the use of ID? Or is the use of ID and class same? Tell me first of all. Is it? Can we use ID and class in the same way, or there is some difference? So tell me the difference between class and ID quickly. Tell me the difference between. Very good. ID will be different for each and every tags or for each and everything, but you can have the same class names with different tags. So this is what the main difference is. So class will be having a dot, tags will be having the tags name, and pseudo selectors are used with image, anchor tag, and many more. Right now we remember image and anchor tag. Right, we'll see. So if I want to define ID, I will say hash, and then I will write down whatever the name of ID is. Let's say I want to give name is ABC, and I'll put curly brackets. Now whatever design part I want to add here, I will add it, and that would be directly used here as P ID equals to, and we'll write down ABC. So this paragraph will have all the styles that this ID ABC contains, right? Similarly, we'll have class. Let's say class will be having DEF, and whatever style I want to give here, I will give it. I will write down here class equals to, let's say DEF, right? So this would be the class, and this paragraph will have all the style sheets defined here. Now if I want to give a particular styling to a text, I'll write down here P and then this one. So wherever I'm using P tag throughout this web page, all the styles will be taken from this P tag. Now comes pseudo selectors. Let's say for anchor tag, if you are using pseudo selectors, then what it will be? We are using specially for A, so which we are writing A hover effects, then hover out, and there are many different effects that we use along with anchor tags. So these are the pseudo selectors, right? So this is all about your CSS selectors and CSS. Now, if I'm using this external CSS, then I will be creating all the IDs and classes in a different page. Let's say I'll create here, and then I will save that particular page using CSS.css extension. Now I want to link it. So what is the syntax? Tell me. I want to link that particular CSS file, let's say abc.css. So what is the syntax to link that particular CSS page or file to my web page? Give me the complete syntax. Complete syntax. Give me the complete syntax. Give me the complete syntax of linking a CSS page to a web page. Link relation equals to style sheet. Then type equals to Type equals to, do we require type? Or do we require source or href? What should be it is? href or source? Type equals to text CSS. That is okay. What should I use to link that file? href or src? src sure or href? Tell me. Okay, I'm using src. So src equals to abc.css. Right. So this is how we link a particular external style sheet to a web page. Right. So let's call up this lecture here only. We'll stop here. At 11 o'clock lecture, we'll continue from here and we'll see something more about the CSS. And then we'll move on to the tables, controls, and then JavaScripts. So I'm calling up this lecture here, guys, and we'll continue from here in the next lecture. Thank you very much. I'm taking attendance in 2 minutes.